Good afternoon and welcome to Copper Coins Coin Roll Hunt Reveal E414, a 1955 P plastic tube roll. Interesting roll. The tape has fallen off all of a sudden, but it was purchased on 12/18 of 63, excuse me, and it was $20 back then. Go ahead and draw the chip. Chip number 13. Uh-oh, I've got to find out who won from last reveal. I just remembered that. That was chip 30. It's in the roll or the Farm Dog. All right, Farm Dog won the last giveaway. We're going to do better at this one. E413 Farm Dog. Yes, please smash the like button. All right, we'll go ahead and open this up. Ooh. Yeah, I kind of depend on Doug to do that, and he wasn't in there this time. Getting these coins. There we go. This is 46 does, all right. Hopefully we find some good stuff in here. Right, they are all out. We got James Valley, DC, Dan McCumber, Andy Snowville. Welcome. All right, we are ready. Coin number 1, Chubby Pop. We got double die obverses and a couple double die reverses to be had. Got a Tona, some redhead. We got a redhead. Die crack on the right wheat stalk. Die chipping on the letters of E in 1 and T in cent. So we are off and running. Coin number 2, Shinbone. Little bit of the die deterioration that they call poor man's double die. You can see right here. It happens on 53. It happens actually on a lot of dates. This date just got... it was because of the 55 double die, people decided that it would be a good marketing ploy, I believe. Not sure exactly how it got started, but I believe that is it. Coin number 3. We have a 55D roll coming tomorrow. Die crack on the shoulder over VDB. Die is cracking away. Late die state, you see how it's being pushed towards the rim, the lettering. Late die state reverse also. Die crack on the right wheat again. Not uncommon in 1955 for them to extend the use of the dies into where they were almost falling apart. So you see this right here where it's like smearing towards the outside. That is caused when the die strikes. It's kinetic energy. Die cracks on the forehead. Tries to push everything out. This is the die pair that we just saw last time. So we are not going to look. End of another war. You know, I never even put 2 and 2 together, but you're right, DC. As I see die pairs that I recognize, I'm going to try to save time by not looking at the reverse. Here's a different die pair here. Earlier die state. Still die cracks on the forehead. Die cracks over VDB. Earlier reverse also. Ooh, nice die chip on the left wheat. Die cracks on the right wheat. Coin number 6, Paul Hampton. So far, nothing. I think I've seen this die, but I'm going to double check. I have. Should have that die crack. Oh. Maybe that wasn't a die crack. Yeah, it's cracked. See it right on the tip of the E here. So I have seen this. Coin number 7, Carl. Same coin as two coins ago. Yeah, I never even thought of that, DC. That is probably a factor. See here, you never see people push that, you know, that's doubled just like the 5 is. Through die abrasion. Coin number 9, shiny coin guy, Kevin Hawthorne. We saw that. I saw the news special with you. Chuck had posted it on Facebook. Very cool stuff. Earlier die state coin than the rest of the coins so far. Coin number 10, Mark Thomas. One, I don't recognize this one either, so we will look. Yeah, no, these coins aren't bad at all. And like I said, the last two rolls, definitely original rolls. Like next week, I'll be doing a 46D roll that is from the same collection. And definitely, they've been taped up since the 60s at a minimum. Got another toner. All right, that's the one with the big blob. Die chip in the left wheat stalk, die crack in the right wheat. Oh, this is the same one. All right, there's the die crack in the E. Polly DeWaga, welcome to the show. It's always good to see you, my friend. How did your name change come about? It has to be an interesting story. Blaze 420, welcome. I'm going to remember. The winner of the giveaway E414 is Sissy. Congratulations, Sissy. Make me a sticky note for my monitor. Yeah, next week I think I'm going to do a 46D roll. And the week after I'm going to do a 42D roll. Not sure of the other rolls yet. There we go. Seen that die before, so we're not going to look at the reverse. Coin 14, Doug Rezak. Oh yeah, these have been stuffed in a tube in somebody's collection for a long time. And the unfortunate part is I'm sure the reason they're still not in the collection is at this point, if they bought it in the 60s, they may have passed away. I can remember back when I was buying estates in the early 2000s, getting a box of Fed Reserve rolls, 1960D, and it was that the guy had collected the rolls and just put them away, and his family got rid of them afterwards. He had a bunch of other stuff, and it was that, and they had went to other places and nobody wanted to buy them. And I always reference this Coin World article back in the day about them saying you should always be able to go to a coin shop and buy 60D rolls because so many of them were hoarded and people didn't care about them. Now they're a tough roll to get. I would venture to say that 9 times out of 10 you go into a coin shop, they don't have a 60D roll, even in a tube. That's that die pair. Do we got any stackers listening in the audience? Silver Spurs, welcome. I didn't see you come in. I've been kind of doing a thing about buying and selling silver, just doing some investigation. If anybody has noticed that you're buying silver closer to spot and you're selling silver way under spot. Stack my pennies. I do too. I have got a lot of pennies. Nickels, you know what? I got a ton of nickels. As much as, I actually kind of like nickels. The issue I have with nickels is the dyes wear out real fast. So finding dye varieties, unless they're really strong varieties, is very difficult in nickels. Because they just destroy the dyes. They go to late dye state real fast. Yep. Well, that's the thing about pennies, Blaze. You can go almost to any house in America, and there's a jar of pennies sitting somewhere, or a bag of pennies, or rolls of pennies. People tend not to. When they take their change out of the pocket, they'll pull the quarters, pull the dimes, pull the nickels, and maybe pull 2 or 3 pennies and put them in their pocket. The rest of the pennies go in a jar. Some people put all their change in a jar. But there's always jars of pennies. My wife was in the storage business, and I got stuck cleaning out a lot of storage units that were mainly garbage. And even after that, there would be jars of pennies in these units. People just save pennies. So even if they quit making the penny, there's billions of pennies out there in circulation still that will be in somebody's jar. It'll take them 30 years to reclaim the pennies if they can do it in that amount of time. Look at Canada. They're still getting pennies back in circulation. You can still take your pennies to the bank. And would they quit? Maybe they quit. What is it, 2012 they quit? I'm not sure. Now I gotta know. 2012, that's what I thought. It's Christmas for me, DC, unless they're, sometimes you get them and they're like, they've been in a storage unit for literally years. And of course, in Florida, the environment doesn't do well with pennies in a storage unit. So they have a lot of crust, and sometimes it's just easier taking them to the Coinstar. Coin 24, Sireg. My next reveal after this will be tomorrow, 1:30ish. Unless Chuck's got one to do, he can bump me. And I'll make it up either Monday or later in the day tomorrow. But I've got a 55D roll, and then Monday, what other roll did I do? I don't even remember now. 61D. It's from the same guy. He took, I don't know what the coins are in because they're wrapped in foil. But it's a 61D roll that is wrapped in foil, but it's in a plastic tube, and it's not a nickel tube, it's a penny tube. Wow, lots of die cracking on this. So I'm assuming they're not in a wrapper. But they were wrapped with the tape around it with 1961, no price. So I'm thinking that this fella, or whoever it was, this person, either bought them in 61 or bought them soon after and put them with the rest of the coins. Doug Rezak, welcome to the show. So that'll be an interesting roll to go through. Same die pair as the last coin. Some nice die cracking on the forehead on this and through the hair. Nothing as far as die varieties in the roll, not uncommon. If we don't search, we don't find. 2 accounts with the same name was all right. Kind of boring. That's not boring at all. I like it. Did Joe Durbin have anything to do with it? Because It sounds kind of Joe Durbinish, or at least his wife, anyways. Next coin, Sissy. Overall, the condition of the coins are pretty decent. No graders again, and I think that for the most part, when you're opening these Pipebomb rolls, there seems to be always toning like this. That is conducive. I'm not sure the material that those rolls are made of. I don't remember this, so I'm going to look at the reverse. But it almost seems like it might be something in the plastic or something. Coin 29, Nanostacks. Oh, we got some wood there, Dan. It's more like toning on the woody. Purple. Purple toning. Coin number 30, Joseph. See, and those coins were next to one another in the roll. It's just weird. That's another thing that I've noticed. That coins from certain die pairs, and it's probably planchet preparation. You know, they fill a hopper up, and these planchets all come out of the same hopper. So I've seen it where certain dies tone, and then the other coins don't. And I think it is planchet preparation. Yes, he does. Coin 32, Chubby Pop. I actually watch his broadcasts here and there. Most of the time I lurk because I put stuff on while I work to try to support the community. I've been streaming ancient coin podcasts lately. I watched one and it got my interest, and it is mind-blowing. There is just too much data for me to comprehend. I had to take a break from it. Very cool stuff to have. But I do that. I watch streams. Not so much stacking streams. It's usually coin stuff. I watched a lot of the what is it called? Newman numismatic stuff. I was watching that for a long time, which is interviews with A&A people and stuff like that. Nope, I haven't. I don't have one. I probably will never have one, Paulie. That's just, it's close. I can come close to getting it. But I love my wife too much. And hopefully she hears that, because that would be one that would... She already screams when she hears $100 or $500 or $300. If she heard the price on that one, that one would disappoint her. And me finding one, I search a lot of coins. I don't think that realistically it would be a roll like this if you found one in a roll. And I do know, like, most of them were supposedly found in cigarette pack change, and there's all sorts of stories, but I've asked around, and there are stories of people who found them in bank wrapped rolls. There was a fella in Hawaii that bought 10 rolls, and he found a bunch of them in those rolls. And then I've heard of another story that it was very the person that told me about the guy in Hawaii, he had names and dates and all this other stuff. The other story I heard was a random story, so I don't know how credible it was. But yeah, I don't count on finding one in a bag of wheats or in rolls or anything. It would be nice though. I would love to find a DDO number 2. To me, that one is actually rarer than DDO number 1. I think Chuck agrees with me on that. It's a difficult one to find. I was fortunate enough to photograph one about 6 months ago. And it's very nice. Not as nice as the DDO number 1. But definitely nice. With the L in Liberty. All right, this is a good example. This right here, that's dye abrasion. This probably has a little bit on the 5 right here. And what happens is the dye comes together. And they got a planchet in between, and they're striking and striking and striking and striking and striking. It tries to push everything as far as the grains in the steel in the dyes towards the edge. So this is all flowing this way. This is flowing this way. See if we find another late dye state coming up. And I'll show you. It's even on the I and on the other 5. On one of the examples that we had in the roll. Lucked out and got some, all right, RPM number 1, 59D, DDO number 3. There you go, Doug. Those are some good ones. See, now that I get just as happy hearing about what you guys find as what I find. That just tripped my dopamine. This might be the coin right here. It is, Petrea. See, you have it here. Everything being pushed towards the rim. You see these lines here. That's the dye flowing. It creates heat from kinetic energy. And everything goes towards the outside always. So you see this flow. Flowing towards the outside rim. Coin 41, shiny coin guy. I really enjoyed doing these reveals today. Sometimes they're like work, other times they're like a social event. And today they're like a social event. And I like it when they're like that. I mean, even up here, Petreus, you see everything pushing towards the rim. That is dye abrasion. Next coin, coins and ghouls. I did not see an article about the 1922 cent. I will have to look for it now. So I know what you're referencing, and I will address it at the next reveal. Bellows Forge, welcome. Coin 44, Taco John. So nothing as far as dye varieties in the roll. There's the crack. Next roll tomorrow will be a 55D roll. You are late, Joseph. See, we're just finishing up the second roll from me, but I think Chuck's planning on doing rolls today. He was running behind earlier. I'm sure he had stuff he had to take care of. And so I decided to do these real quick, so in case he wanted to do them when my time came, he could do them on my time. All right, I will check it out, Petraeus. It's on their YouTube channel. Yeah, mine too, but she's gotten used to it, Paulie. They get kind of, I shouldn't say used to it. It's kind of like, you know, it's not as bad as it could be. They know there's $1,000 and $10,000 and $100,000 pennies out there. Oh, this is going to be a coin short, so we are going to get a refund for somebody. So it happened back in the 60s too, because this baby was entombed in tape. Final coin of the roll for Joseph. And I will figure out who gets a credit or a refund on the next coin. This is the ender, and it's got some nice color on it. It's got some nice color for sure. Ooh, nice die cracks on the left and right wheat. This is the same as the first coin in the roll. Interesting. All right, and the last coin would have went to Dan. I'll give you a credit, Dan, since you're here every week. So let me write a note so I know to do it. Plus, I'll put it in my shipping sheet. Alrighty, I want to thank everybody for joining. Today has been really fun. And I will see everybody around the community, I'm sure. Hit that like button on the way out if you would. Is this it is the second 55 roll, Paulie. I ended up trading kind of times with Chuck because Chuck was busy this morning. Yeah, that's probably AI stuff, Petraeus. What's the coin by the flips? This one right here? Let's see. I think, it's a 41D that I thought might have been an RPM, but it wasn't. It's like machine doubling. And then there's this. This is something. This was a coin. This coin had stuff on it. And I'm not sure why it toned like this. This would be artificial. But it had what I thought was like lacquer or something to protect it. And the coin was like red, but it had a coating on it. So I took some xylene, because this coin is DDO number 1. You can see it right there. You can see it up on the wheats. You can see it here. You can see it across pluribus. You can actually see it down on United in O of. And then down almost the entire wheat stalk. But this coin was red, and when I put the xylene on it, the stuff came right off. So it was not hardened, whatever was on there, but it was hard enough to where you couldn't. I do have more xylene. I couldn't. I wiped it off and I pulled it out, and xylene dries very fast. Ida, welcome. How are you today? But this is what happened. And when I pulled it out and it dried, it turned purple. So I'm going to do an experiment on junk coins, of course, where I'm going to mineral oil them down and let them sit for a month, and then take the mineral oil off with either acetone or xylene. There's another coin around here that I used acetone on. Is this it? This is one of the coins. Yeah, this might be the one that had acetone. It didn't tone as much as the xylene toned. It is. Or is it? That might be one that has the stuff on it still. Yeah, it must be it. It didn't tone, and it toned red and yellow. So I'm going to do an experiment on coins that aren't the varieties, and I'm going to actually put. I'm thinking the coins had mineral oil on them to preserve them, and the chemical reaction from the petroleum based toned the coins, because I can wet it down and it turns red, but as soon as it dries, it turns color again. So it is a chemical reaction somehow. I'm just not sure what. Yeah, like a mad scientist, Eric. Uh, so yeah, that's what those coins are and why they're there. I've been playing with it. So, anyways, I want to thank everybody again. Hit that like button, and I will see everybody around the community. We'll talk to you all soon.